Welcome to this journey into the world of wildlife. Battles filled with drama and suspense are about to take place. Click like and follow to see the details. In the twilight of the arid desert, a lone fox found itself face to face with two cunning jackals, their eyes gleaming with hunger. The fox, aware of its peril, stood its ground, fur bristling and teeth bare. The jackals circled, their coordination seamless as they tested the fox's defenses with feints and swift lunges. Despite the odds, the fox moved with agility and precision, evading bites and countering with quick snaps. The upcoming for this battle comes from small, cute foxes, but they are not pleasant to fight at all. They are characterized by having a long, narrow snout, bushy tail, slanted eyes, and pointed ears. The common fox has typical fawn-colored fur, and the tail typically ends in white fur. Foxes do not usually gather in groups, although they sometimes do. Typically, they are solitary animals, opportunistic foragers, hunting live prey. Using a grab-attack technique practiced from when they were young, they are capable of killing their prey very quickly. These are also the most characteristic features of foxes when fighting enemies. Because they have a smaller body, when fighting they often have to kill their enemies quickly. When time lasts too long, they will often become exhausted and become at a disadvantage in the battle. The fights between foxes in the herd also often take place with the same rhythm. Use your front legs to grab the opponent in front of you and try your best to bite the opponent's weak point. Fights like this are extremely tense. Even fatal wounds from bites can determine the fate of their fellow humans. The battle only came to an end when one of them did not have enough physical strength to continue fighting and was forced to leave. When it comes to aggression in combat, this honey badger is the typical representative. Whether it is a larger predator or a fellow animal, they are ready to fight. Using sharp claws and teeth as offensive weapons and thick skin as defense, they attack each other very ferociously. Although the battles between them do not happen often and there are no casualties, they still leave very dramatic moments. Another extremely aggressive species with a somewhat larger body is this wild boar. The body is short and thick, while the hind legs are relatively underdeveloped. The area behind the shoulder blades has a hump, and the neck is short and thick. The head of the wild boar is very large, accounting for 1/3 of the entire length of the body. The medial hooves are larger and more elongated than the lateral ones, and are capable of moving quickly. This species has well-developed fangs, which protrude from the mouth of adult males. The upper canines are relatively short and develop horizontally at first, although they gradually curve upward. The canine teeth are much lower and longer, with exposed parts 10 to 12 centimeters long. This is their very powerful weapon against enemies. Wild boar battles often combine the ability to move and attack with their fangs to quickly defeat opponents. Just like the battle going on between these two wild boars, they rush to attack with their huge fangs. The main target is the opponent's neck and abdomen. Any small mistake can completely kill you. The battle was intense until one of them was completely exhausted and accepted the painful end. Also a species with a highly territorial nature and likes to express itself like wild horses, the battle between them is no less fierce. Possessing a large body with muscle mass spread evenly across the body thanks to constantly moving, wild horses show their strength. In particular, their ability to move quickly and therefore very strong legs are their strongest points in combat. Although they often live in herds, they are often managed by the strongest males. Therefore, the fight between males for control of the herd is inevitable. Continuous kicks to the opponent's body combined with punches with a strong body, they make the opponent feel scared. The battle lasted until one of them had to retreat, leaving glory to the last one standing. The fight between herds of unruly wild horses also comes from their need for a mate. For this benefit, they are willing to fight with their peers. Using the muscles on their bodies, wild horses do not hesitate to attack their opponent's bodies. They can attack by pressing their body against the opponent, biting the opponent, or even using their front legs to attack the enemy's face and chest. However, their most powerful weapon is the kick with their hind legs. After escaping combat with the ability to move flexibly, wild horses stand firmly on their front legs, then use their hind legs to kick hard at their opponents, causing them to be completely surprised and receive huge injuries. The battle continued until the last person standing had succeeded in claiming their rights.
So, he will have to...
After experiencing the battles of large wild species, this time will come the battle of smaller but no less aggressive beetles. This species has also been seen as far north as southern Arizona, in Pima County. Males are up to 17 centimeters long. It is one of the largest beetles known. Possessing hard outer scales and freely flexible wings, this helps them move very easily and quickly. In addition, their biggest weapon is the horns above their heads. They often use this weapon to earn food. However, when it is necessary to fight, this is what helps them show off their strength against the enemy. They rush to attack the enemy with their horns, using their flexible movement to avoid the enemy's attacks, combined with the defense of their scaly skin. This helps the beetles be completely confident in their fighting abilities. The fight between them takes place anywhere that affects their rights, from the trees to the ground, or even when competing for food. The battle lasts until one of them takes possession of the item and the loser is knocked off the battlefield. The final battle this time comes from crabs that possess a sturdy outer shell and like to live in this water. Crabs are a group of crustaceans with a body that is wider than it is long, a soft shell, 10 jointed legs to front legs that have evolved to become to claws, a bony shell covering the flesh, and a flat abdomen that is completely covered by the chest. The pair of large pincers is their strongest weapon to attack enemies. The wild world takes place in many interesting battles and brings bloody and fierce endings. However, this is a characteristic feature of the battles for survival of species. This also contributes to creating highlights for their fighting ability.